What's up, everyone? It's Cannan, and it seems like it was all fun and games a few months ago when gamers were making petitions for Microsoft to bring Starfield to the PlayStation 5, and they were all mocked for it, and now that might be happening. Welcome back, guys, for another video. Okay, so you all know that I don't have a huge opinion, like a favorable opinion on Xbox. And it's not because of console wars and, oh, I think this thing is better, I think this is better. It's just that I grew up during a different generation. I grew up with PlayStation and Nintendo, and for the longest time, I mostly played on the Xbox 360. That was the last Microsoft system that I ever really owned. I fell off during the Xbox One generation because of their initial plans to make it online only. As you guys remember, when me and Jess first launched the channel, we had very crappy internet. And when the Xbox One was announced, I had even crappier internet then. So it was not a system that was really viable for me. But I know they got rid of it, but the fact that they were going to do it initially, it just rubbed me the wrong way. But the games that come out on PlayStation were the games that I preferred. Japanese RPGs and other things like that. The games that were just for Xbox, besides Fable, didn't really interest me. And most RPGs that came out on the Xbox also came out on the PlayStation. So I never had starting with the Xbox One generation, I never really had a reason to buy an Xbox. Now that I have a PC, there was even more or less of a reason. But it's always been that PlayStation versus Xbox, with Nintendo kind of being just that third party that mostly everyone loves anyway. Though there's stuff Sony and Nintendo do that I don't agree with either, but that's usually where my camp fell. It's not that I think they're better than an Xbox, it's just that Xbox didn't really have anything for me. Yes, there's Xbox Game Pass, which I can take advantage of with my PC. So once again, it literally comes to that moment of, I don't really need one, except for maybe the convenience. But yesterday, after I got home from work, some news has been blowing up, and a lot of people who are PlayStation fans who wanted to play Starfield, that might be a reality, as rumors, and once again, these are just rumors, but several gaming news outlets have picked this story up, and is that Microsoft plans Starfield launch for PlayStation 5. Now, of course, Starfield was Bethesda's next big IP, next big release, and from what I've heard, it's gotten average reviews. But there's people who loved it, and really, I'm sure if I do play it eventually, there will be stuff about it I will enjoy, but does that mean that it is a premium top tier game? I can't say because I've not played it, but a lot of people who have are saying no, it's not what many people expected. Now, of course, this all really started weeks ago when there had been rumors that Microsoft intended to release a number of their first-party titles, including Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves, on rival platforms. Now, games like Hi-Fi Rush, which got glowing reviews, like a game like that would benefit from being released on other platforms. So would Sea of Thieves, it being a online play with your friends kind of game. For years it's been regulated to PC and Xbox, and I've seen a lot of Let's Play videos of Sea of Thieves, and it's hilarious. It looks like a fun game to play, and I think it would only benefit from this. But games like that, you're like, well, it's not enough to really create a lot of talk. But now apparently, according to sources who are anonymous because they're not authorized to release this information, one of the games on that list is Starfield. Now, of course, it released in August of 2023 to fairly positive reception, despite the narrative that now exists online that the game is kind of subpar. It was the biggest Bethesda game launch of all time, surpassing 6 million players within a week of release. Now, of course, a lot of people would say that 6 million players fell off very quickly after that week of release. But now it looks as though Microsoft are planning on bringing Bethesda's newest RPG universe to an entirely new platform, that being the PlayStation 5. According to sources, we understand that currently Microsoft are planning a launch for Starfield on the PlayStation 5 after the release of the Shattered Space expansion for Xbox and PC. So already people are seeing this as, if this does happen and this continues to be a thing, that maybe when it comes to first party titles that Xbox releases, it'll kind of be like how PlayStation does their console exclusives before they go to PC. Besides Bloodborne, for some reason. So maybe it'll be like it'll come to PC and Xbox first, and then maybe after a year or 6 months, whatever the deal is, it'll come to PlayStation and other platforms. Like Hi-Fi Rush, I could definitely see maybe also going to the Switch, but that's just to see how that goes. It depends if Xbox wants to do any dealings with Nintendo. Because, we all know that story of Xbox at one point talking about buying Nintendo, and Nintendo laughed them out of the meeting. Don't know if that actually really happened, but, that Xbox's relationship with Nintendo might not be that great. Also, apparently, Microsoft have made additional investments into PlayStation 5 dev kits to support ongoing development efforts. So that right there is also what tells people that maybe it'll come out on Xbox and PC first, and then later PlayStation 5. Because them buying PlayStation 5 dev kits, now of course, I'm sure there's some people who are going to be like, oh, it's just so they're trying to get a leg up on their competition. I don't know, because with certain things Phil Spencer has said recently, like saying that Microsoft has been third place for way too long, and that they pretty much lost the console war back during the Xbox One generation. I mean, I think he also mentioned the fact that the Xbox 360 led for so long during that generation only to lose to PlayStation 3 in the end. But I don't know. It seems like the writing is on the wall, because I remember years ago, this was a long time ago, this was during the PS3 and 360 generation, when I was first told online, grain of salt, did I ever believe it? No. But thinking about it, it might be a thing. And that was the fact that there was this narrative that the Microsoft higher-ups, like Bill Gates level, I guess, execs, the big suits, didn't really care about the Xbox. They saw it more as an afterthought. They cared more about PCs and software than making a gaming console. So, not confirmed, but is it really out of the possibility that's the truth? Believe what you want to. So the idea of bringing first-party titles to competing consoles, as it says, is a massive change of strategy for Microsoft. Because it's like when Starfield was first, showed during the Xbox and Bethesda Game Studios showcase back in 2021. This was the quote from the president of Xbox, Sarah Bond. "It is awesome to share with you for the very first time one of the most anticipated games in the world from Todd Howard and the team at Bethesda Game Studios. A groundbreaking game, and yes, it's exclusive." Now, of course, we've learned exclusivity can mean for a time, because even now, most PlayStation exclusives don't stay exclusive now. They go to PC. Except Bloodborne. Yeah. Hey, Sony, you do remember that Bloodborne exists, right? Anyway, and apparently, according to the sources, Microsoft senior leadership have reportedly debated the various pros and cons of releasing more of their exclusive software elsewhere, and initially not everyone is necessarily happy with this decision, and if you've looked on the internet, there is a lot of other people that are not very happy with this decision. But recouping the potential money left on the table by releasing elsewhere was arguably won out. Meaning, they know there's money to be made. And we all know that in any business, whether it be video games, pro wrestling, anything, you don't want to leave money on the table. You're not there to make friends. You don't care who you make mad. All you're there for is to make money. That's what the full focus of running a business is to make money. Now, of course, this article goes on to say that Hi-Fi Rush's release on rival platforms is tentatively planned for Q1 this year, and it's been advised to expect Microsoft to make more public announcement on this new strategy this month. Which kind of goes into another article that I found. But first, I want to tell this as well, that this blew up, of course, and there was an initial list of games that are rumored to be going multi-platformed. And this list is, of course, Starfield, Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Doom Year Zero, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Pentiment, Grounded, and Halo Infinite. Okay, sit there and process this. Halo on the PlayStation? What? Okay, and a game that even has Microsoft in the title, Microsoft Flight Simulator, being on a Sony console. It's like, this is wild. I never thought this day would come. Now, of course, not everything lasts forever. We've seen consoles come and go. You know, Sega used to be one of the closest rival to Nintendo. Out after the Dreamcast, they've never made a system ever since. They've pretty much been bought by Nintendo at this point, because Sonic is on almost just Nintendo, which Sonic Frontiers, yeah, it's on other systems as well, but, you know, for the longest time, Sonic was only appearing on certain platforms there for a while. And people are like, you know, does Nintendo basically own Sega at this point? But it's wild, because now, of course, could this all be BS? Yes, but like, I'm just like, am I really living in a world where Microsoft, and you know, before the original Xbox, yeah, there was a gaming world where Microsoft didn't exist as a console maker. But what does this mean? Like, if this happens, what does Microsoft become after that? Now, of course, there's been talk that Microsoft has fired and gotten rid of their physical games department, and that they're thinking of going digital only. That's really what they'll become. They'll become a software, like, they'll become pretty much what they were to begin with, a software developer. They'll make the games, but they just won't really be dealing with consoles much anymore. Will they still come out with maybe a digital only console next? Probably. I don't see them coming out with a physical disc system after this generation. I just don't. There's still questions on both Sony and Nintendo doing that. So, you know, that's up in the air. But now, even more games are rumored, but the one that has picked up steam the most is Gears of War. So apparently Gears of War is reportedly in consideration for PlayStation release. And it's a kind of a long article, but reporter Jeff Grubb of GameSpot, sister site Giant Bomb, says Microsoft is considering bringing Gears of War to PlayStation. This would be yet another game that Microsoft is reportedly thinking about bringing to its rival's platform, following previous reports that mentioned Starfield, Hi-Fi Rush, Sea of Thieves, and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Gears of War is being considered for this. Says Grubb, who went on to say that Microsoft planned to reveal its reported new game release strategy at the end of February, but due to recent reports, the timeline could move up, which goes on to this article on Insider Gaming that says details on Xbox games coming to PlayStation to arrive next week, it's claimed. Where there's smoke, there seems to be fire, as a new report claims that Microsoft is set to announce its plans on bringing Xbox games to PlayStation next week. So this even begs to differ what's went on behind the curtain. Has the Microsoft higher-ups told Phil Spencer and the Xbox team, enough, we need to make more money, put these on PlayStation? Did Sony make an offer? What's going on here? Like, what has really went on? Is Microsoft not happy with software sales for the Xbox? When I say software, I of course mean games. And so they're telling Phil, hey, put them on PlayStation, they'll sell. And has Sony made a deal with Microsoft? Hey, yeah, we'll put your games on our system. We don't care if you want to keep them for a year and then they'll eventually release, but yeah, we'll definitely take the games, because it'll increase system sales, which PlayStation 5s are already like destroying Xbox in console sales. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. I don't know if they're beating Nintendo. I would have to look that up, but Xbox head Phil Spencer took to Twitter on Monday afternoon, today, mentioning that the company is working on a business update regarding the future of Xbox. He didn't mention specifically what those plans are, but it appears to be the company's pivot to bringing its exclusives to other platforms. According to Tom Warren of The Verge, Microsoft is ready to reveal details on the company's plan to bring previously exclusive games to consoles like PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch. So yes, Nintendo is in this conversation. We're listening and we hear you, Spencer said. We've been planning a business update event for next week where we look forward to sharing more details with you about our vision for the future of Xbox. The report states that Microsoft originally planned to make these announcements later this month. However, the whirlwind of rumors and speculation surrounding games like Hi-Fi Rush, Starfield, Indiana Jones, and more forced the company to move up the announcement to next week. So guys, this is huge. I never thought I'd see the day, really. I thought there would at least be a console war until the end of time. And who knows, next generation, it may just be between Nintendo and Sony, but I don't know. Like, Xbox was always that. A lot of people considered it number 2. Of course, there were people who considered it number 1, but like, it always seemed like after the Xbox One, they were kind of always in third place. It was always Sony and Nintendo. But the thing is, Sony and Nintendo don't really try to compete with each other. It's always been Xbox and PlayStation. And, I've already seen people saying, oh, Sony finally made Xbox bend the knee. But I still think there might be still an Xbox next generation. It just might be digital only. We don't know if the PlayStation 6 will only be digital only, but they already have confirmed that there will be a PlayStation 6. We're still waiting on more info for the Switch 2 or whatever Nintendo's next system is going to be. There's talks of, PlayStation wanting to get back into the handheld business. And, it's like, what also does this mean for future games? There was Blade, which was announced, and it's been said to be an Xbox exclusive. But now all that outrage might be just obsolete, because it could probably come to PS5. The Elder Scrolls 6, does this mean that the Elder Scrolls 6, whenever it comes out, it may be 10 years from now, but will it be on PlayStation 5 now as well? You might have to wait until it releases on Xbox and PC first, but then you'll eventually be able to play it on PlayStation. It's like, what? Like, I don't know. I'm as flabbergasted as a lot of people. But then again, if it's in an order to make more money, I don't really blame Microsoft. But we'll see. I guess we'll see next week when this drops. If you guys stayed to the end of the video, if any of our Ruby fans stayed to the end of the video, just let you know there will be a new Ruby video up on Wednesday. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it, guys. If your head is spinning as much as I am over all this, let me know in the comments what you think. If you think this is really going to happen, if you really think that Microsoft is going to come out next week and say, hey, this list of games, you can play on PlayStation now. It's wild. But hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, click that like button, leave a comment. As always, guys, this is Cannan. Me and Jess love you all very, very much. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.